show you how to make banana nut bread. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I have all my ingredients. So I need flour. Today I decided to use whole wheat flour in my banana nut bread. I need baking soda. I need salt. I'm going to need sugar. Going to need vanilla. I will need 2 eggs. Half a cup of chopped walnuts. Butter. And I bought some bananas. Before I get started, the first thing I did was I put my hair back and washed my hands. And now I'm ready to make the banana nut bread. I have a medium-sized bowl in which I'm going to put my dry ingredients. That's my first steps, to add the dry ingredients. So I have my flour. I'm going to measure out 2 cups of flour, 1 cup at a time. So I got to smooth it out so it fills the cup exactly. So I'm using my little spatula here to level off the flour. There's 1 cup. And then I need 2 cups. So I've added my flour, and then I'm going to check my recipe to see what's next. So now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I use a scraper on the top here to kind of level it off. Gotta make sure it's level so I get the right amount. Okay, now I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon salt. I don't want to measure over the bowl in case I spill. So, okay, now that I've added my dry ingredients, the flour, baking soda, and salt, I'm just going to stir this really well and mix it all in. When I set the oven temperature to 350, this is called preheating the oven because I haven't finished the banana nut bread to put in the oven. I want to make sure it's exactly at that temperature when I put it in. So I'm baking it in a hot oven so that it bakes correctly. So very important to remember when a recipe says to preheat the oven, you don't want to put your item in a cold oven. So I've set aside my dry ingredients, and now I got a second bowl where I'm going to use to mix my eggs. So I need to crack the eggs into the bowl, being careful not to get any shells into the bowl. Okay. So I throw my eggs away, my shells away, and I see I got a little shell, so I'm just going to pull that out because I don't want any shells in my banana nut bread. Now I've got my eggs in the bowl. I'm going to mix them. The tool I'm using is called a whisk. So I'm going to whisk the eggs in the bowl. Okay, they're all mixed up. Now I'm ready for the next step. Step is I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. This is my bag of sugar, and I just give it a little shake. This is a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and I'm going to add it to my egg mixture. And then I'm going to stir it in the egg mix. So our recipe is going to call for 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to take the vanilla, I'm going to measure it, and then I'm going to add it to my egg mixture. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. My butter has little measuring lines, so I don't really need to use the measuring spoons. There's my 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add it in here. And I'm not really going to mix it because at this point it's going to be hard to mix that butter in there. I'm going to mix it in with the banana. So the recipe calls for 4 bananas. But when I went to the store, I realized that they weren't very big. I got the ripest ones that I could find that were soft, but they were kind of small, so I got 1 extra to put in the recipe. Okay, I got my bananas in the bowl with my egg mix, so I'm just going to mash them. This is a food masher or potato masher. I'm going to mash the bananas. So I prefer to hand mash them because I like when I'm eating my banana nut bread, get that little piece of banana in there. So I mashed them up pretty good, but didn't make them perfectly smooth. Now we got to add our dry ingredients. Okay, now I'm going to take my dry ingredients and I need to add it, but I don't want to do it all at once because I want it to come out somewhat smooth. So I'm going to put in a little bit at a time. I'm going to stir that in. After I stir that in, I'll add a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to spray my pan. So I sprayed my pan with some cooking spray to make sure that my bread doesn't stick. And I'm just going to take my bowl and I'm just going to put this into the loaf pan. Okay, once I spray my bowl, then I'm just going to take and kind of smooth this out. I want it even so it cooks even. So when dealing with the oven, we want to wear oven mitts because ovens are hot and we want to make sure that we do not burn ourselves. So oven mitt, this in the middle of the rack, the oven. Okay. I'm going to close the door and now I'm going to set the timer for 55 minutes. Probably before that I'm going to check it. I know when my banana nut bread is done is when I insert a knife into the center of the bread. And if I don't see any gooey batter in there in the middle, then it's done. Okay, I've just taken my banana nut bread out of the oven. I'm going to check it by inserting a knife. I see that the knife comes out clean. So my banana nut bread is done. And I'm just going to take and flip it. And there we go, banana nut bread. So to slice my banana nut bread, I'm going to use a bread knife. They're a straight knife with little teeth. And then I'm going to just take and slice it